Today, I'm going to talk about the very recently released movie Obsession. Yes, I know I made a community post with a list of movies that I'm going to talk about, and I still intend to do that when I have time. But this movie was so insanely bad that I just had to make this video. Unfortunately, I can't really use footage from it, so I'm just going to talk about it. Also, obviously, there will be spoilers, so if you want to see this movie but haven't, then I suggest you stop watching right now. To start with, before ever seeing this movie, I was already annoyed because the plot has been done to death, or at least elements of the plot. It depends on what you're talking about and how you look at it. The Wish Gone Horribly Wrong plot dates back to a story called The Monkey's Paw by W. Jacobs, published in September of 1902. It's a story that has been told at least 30 to 50 times directly or semi directly, and it exists across books, movies, and TV, with films and TV episodes making up the bulk of the versions that exist. It's a story that has been told directly or semi directly in retellings across books, movies, and TV at least 30 to 50 times, and well over 100 times if we're including all loose interpretations, parodies, and international productions. So that's already a tired ass unoriginal trope. Now, okay, I'm not so awful that I think every retelling or remake is necessarily awful. I've seen some remakes of The Monkey's Paw that were actually very well done, some, not all. It's possible to do, sure, but is it always going to be the case? Absolutely not. Then, of course, if you boil it down to the specific premise of this movie and the specific wish gone wrong, that's been done to death too. Someone who wishes for someone else to fall madly in love with them, and then it's more of a curse than a romance. Well, this happened in The Craft. This happened in Wish Upon. This happened in a Tales from the Crypt episode called Love to Death. This happened in a Twilight Zone episode called The Chaser. This trope has even happened in a Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode called Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered in season 2. You see where I'm going with this, right? So, of course, on top of the fact that the general wish gone wrong trope has been done to death, the same has been done with the love gone wrong wish trope, which I figured couldn't be done any better than it's already been done, especially not my favorite example, which I'll get to later. Somehow, I decided to watch this movie. I don't know why, other than I was super bored, but it was definitely a mistake. First of all, before going into all of this and watching it, I was hearing from a specific group of people that this movie was about a very misogynistic guy getting what was coming to him because he was so sexist and entitled and wrong, and that's what the curse was or something. I don't know if anyone else heard that this movie was explained this way, but that's what I was seeing all over Twitter, which quite frankly made me not want to watch it because I don't need political commentary in my horror. Imagine my surprise when I sat down and watched it and none of that happened anywhere whatsoever. Bear, the main character guy, is normal. I mean, he's a bit frustrated because he has a crush on this girl, Nikki, but he's nice to her. He's nice to other women. He doesn't speak poorly of women. He's friends with this Sarah girl who he seems really close to. He does what he can to try to help Nikki and Sarah. So, okay, where is this horrible misogynist that's getting what's coming to him? On top of that, the Nikki character was like so insanely fucking obnoxious, over the top grating, that almost 30 minutes in, I just wanted to stop watching the movie. Look, I get that she's a victim of a curse here, but could they not make her sympathetic at all? Even a little? Because in the other examples I can think of with this trope, the person under the curse was sympathetic, or at very least not so annoying you were hoping that they would die immediately. Though the movie does give some brief and minor indications that Nikki is kind of aware of what's going on, it's not done well enough to make you feel bad for her. What we end up with is a psychotic girl who is doing horribly creepy and weird things that Bear wasn't at all expecting when he made the wish. All he's doing is reacting to her behavior as someone would react to it. He doesn't know what to do. He's trying to do his best. She cuts his hair when he's asleep. She cooks his dead cat and feeds it to him. She duct tapes the entire door shut to try to make it impossible for him to go to work. She has a screaming demon tantrum anytime something doesn't go her way. She stands and waits at the door for him all day while he's at work, shitting herself and puking everywhere until he gets home. I'm not exactly sure how he was supposed to react to that, other than how he did react, which was spend plenty of time trying to calm her down. By the time we get any sort of glimpse that she's trapped in there and not the real Nikki, it's far too late to have any sympathy for her. You just want her to die already. Then, of course, people make the claim that Bear felt entitled to her love because he didn't kill her the one time she seemed to wake up and ask for him to kill her. Keep in mind, this was after all of the horrible shit that I listed that she did. On top of that, I don't know how Bear was supposed to know if it was a trick or not, considering he had already been through complete hell with this girl. And even if he didn't think it was a trick, I don't think his intent was to ever harm Nikki. I don't think he even believed the wish would work in the first place. I don't think any reasonable person would think that a wish would work from that weird package, which is later even proven in the movie by his idiot friend who ignores him and flippantly wishes for $1 billion. Also, no one in this movie acts like a normal person would. Sarah and Ian are friends with Nikki, I guess, but they also don't help her, even though they repeatedly say stuff about how she's having a mental breakdown and Bear is taking advantage of her. Bear is possibly taking advantage of the situation to some extent, but he's at least trying to do the best he can with the problem that he's been handed here. Even when Nikki seriously self harms in front of a party of people, Ian and Sarah just don't do anything. Also, they repeatedly accuse Bear of taking advantage of her like they care about her, but then they don't even do anything to try to intervene or stop him. In the end, what we have is a seriously unlikable curse victim who you can't feel sorry for at all. Then we have Bear, who is merely reacting to her behavior like any normal person would do and going crazy himself because he wants to undo what he did, which somehow people miss, but he doesn't want to kill her. That's obvious, which leads to him deciding to kill himself to release her from the curse just way, way too late. Then there's that stupid ambiguous ending where it seems like Nikki made a wish, though they never really go into what that may have been. And then the movie just ends because I guess they didn't know how to write a real ending. I don't know why this movie is so highly rated, especially on IMDb and other sites. I don't know why it's getting record numbers in ticket sales. I don't know how people are talking about this like it's a feminist movie about a misogynist who also gets what's coming to him. All I know is that I saw it entirely for free and I still want my money back. If you want the same exact plot done this way and way, way, way better, then watch the Tales from the Crypt episode called Love to Death. There's a more sympathetic victim, and the ending is way more creepy, and to this day holds up as terrifying. This movie, however, is just an excuse to rehash old tropes, steal things from other horror movies, be completely unoriginal and annoying. I don't know how this has convinced a huge audience of people that it's the best horror movie in years, but it's 100% garbage. Please just go see the Backrooms instead if you want to support indie horror. It's original and surely worth more of your time than this nonsense.